It's all or nothing. It's all or nothing.
Hi, I'm Jamie Otis, and tonight on Married at First Sight Unfiltered, I sit down with the couples and ask the tough questions. We'll get into the ups and downs, for better or worse, and find out what it was really like to marry a complete stranger.
It's all or nothing. It's all or nothing.
At the end of the honeymoon, what were you feeling?
It was frustrating for both of us. I was frustrated from the first few days of seeing that. And then once he felt he had to change who he was, that's frustrating, and I understand that, but it wasn't good.
Do you wish that maybe you guys chatted with the experts at that moment when you guys were struggling so hard?
Yeah, I mean, that probably would have been helpful. Throughout the process, up until that point, I was very excited about the opportunity to have the experts coach us through very difficult situations. But both people have to be willing to embrace what the other person's saying. You can't go into this conversation with the expert thinking that you're right, and if the expert doesn't support what you're saying, that they're wrong, and you're just going to disregard what they're saying.
Do you feel like she checked out after the smoking? Like it was just a done deal after that?
The smoking and the incident with when we kind of had a disagreement when we were surfing.
After she told you she was having an issue with the smoking, did you continue to smoke?
I never touched it again. And the reason I did that was to let her know that I was willing to do whatever she wanted or whatever was the right thing for the marriage. I was a bit also disappointed and frustrated that for that to be such a big issue with her and for me to make that adjustment, for her never to mention it to me, never to say, hey, I see that you did that. I appreciate that. I don't think that she was interested in compromising, and I don't think we had the same end goal, or we weren't looking for the same thing in the long term.
What's it like moving in and sharing a space after being completely single and having your own space to now having to share it with a significant other?
So I was afraid of dogs, of coming into this relationship.
Yeah, because your fear of dogs is pretty intense.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible. I would get anxiety and just, it was just really bad. I don't want them sleeping in the bed.
You don't want a midnight attack.
Yeah, no, and I don't want to be licked in my face by the dogs.
When you found out that he was living in a bus, thoughts?
Oh my gosh. He was very nervous, actually, to tell me about the bus. I didn't find out until we pulled up to it. That was the moment I found out about the bus.
Once you stepped inside the bus, were you kind of relieved, or
I was. It's very high-end, it's very nice, and you can see all the work and detail he's put into it. My apartment didn't even have a dishwasher. I'm like, oh my gosh, he has everything in there, and it's pretty spacious, but it's still something, like I told him from the very beginning, I would not be able to live here.
So tiny home living isn't for you?
Not at all. I have too much junk.
How hard is it to be a minimalist that you are and marry a complete stranger who really likes her things, her stuff?
It's kind of funny, because you're just you have these little tiffs about stuff, just things that she has, and I'm like, what is this for? She's like, oh, I got that, this, or whatever. I'm like, when was the last time you used it? She's like, I don't know, and just have it. Why would you own things that you don't use at least once a month?
How would you describe what's important to you in your future home?
Order and cleanliness would be the most important things.
Order and cleanliness.
When I think about the future and having a home with a spouse, I want it to reflect both of our personalities. I want to have an outdoor area for entertaining, and I want to have a garden, and I want a space, for animals and things like that.
Do you trust Tom with money?
Yes, actually. Just because he's a good saver and almost kind of frugal, that he's good managing his money.
I definitely trust Lillian with money, just not my money. You've come into this relationship with a lot. A lot of your own debt, your own valuables, everything, and so have I. And I don't want you to think that I want to put everything, all my businesses, everything on the line and join everything right away.
I wouldn't expect that, because we did just meet.
Should Lillian trust you with her finances?
I don't think Lily should trust me quite yet with her finances, because we've obviously only known each other for such a short period of time, and that's something that comes with time.
It's hard to think about combining finances with someone you just met.
I have quite a bit of credit card bills.
Her and I kind of see or value money differently.
Men tend to be so motivated by money. Do you think Tom should trust you with his finances or your finances together?
It's hard to think about combining finances with someone you just met. Especially when they're telling you they have a lot of debt. I feel like I've been very responsible with my finances, and I've paid off my school loans. I only owe a real minimum, and it's something like I pride myself of that I have no debt.
That's amazing.
And like my debt is like very, very little, and it's something that he has a lot of it. And it scares me because I'm at a point where, oh my goodness, what if that debt comes off on me and then I end up having to respond for it, and it's scary because we just met.
Yeah. For many people, talking about money is a hard subject. How sensitive is that for you?
Heather and I actually spoke about money on the honeymoon and our stance on finances and whatnot. And it was such an interesting conversation because I walked away with the thought that her and I kind of see or value money differently, you know, about things that were kind of relative to being married together and creating a life.
Having a discussion about what role money plays can be difficult because I'm not motivated by money. I don't make decisions based on money. It's kind of a necessary evil to me. Would I want more of it? Sure, but I don't want it to change who I am. And some people, I think especially men, tend to be so motivated by money, and I think you lose sight of the bigger picture.
If you could keep one bill secret from your spouse, which one would you keep secret?
Sugar bill. If there was like a specific account for sugar, I'd have to like.
I don't know that there's any, like, I've already told them that, like, I have quite a bit of credit card bills and a quite large student loan.
I don't spend money. I think like normal females spend money. I spend the most money on food, to be honest with you. I love sandwiches. It sounds so pathetic.
What bill would you want to keep secret from Heather?
I mean, I wouldn't want to keep any bills secret from my wife. I don't think that's a healthy way to go into a new marriage at all. So I would rather be upfront and let her know whatever I'm spending money on.
Good answer. If you got to win the lottery, what's the first thing you would buy?
The first thing I would buy would probably be a nice house, I would say.
Good answer.
A nice house by the water, maybe, something like that.
To be honest with you, I'd pay off all my debt and probably my family's debt. And then I would travel. I feel like Derek would want to buy things. Probably like cars and houses and things like that.
Between you and Tom, who do you think is the money spender and who's the saver?
Oh my God, I'm totally a spender. He's frugal, and I tell him, I'm like, Tom, come on. It's okay to spend your money. It's okay to, if you want something, just go ahead and get it. Like, it's fine.
I think we're like neck and neck. I think I love it already. Sweet jacuzzi.
Got a hot tub.
Where he spends money on like stuff for the house. Like he loves doing like interior decorating kind of thing. Like he's really good at it. Like really good at it. And then he'll spend money on a lot of clothes. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love it?
12. I'm not great at saving, I'll be honest with you, but I think we're both great at spending.
How much is it?
3,200. We can make it work.
So what is going through your mind then after you guys chatted with Pastor Calvin?
One of the exercises that we did was like try to put yourself in your partner's shoes. Like, what do you think they were feeling or going through? And I can see that he's trying. I can see that he's changing these things, but with changing that behavior, there's the resentment that he faces. And I could understand why he was reacting the way he was to certain things. He was angry, he was hurt. And I felt bad about that, but at the same time, I can't compromise who I am and what I really want in a partner in terms of this moving forward for the rest of my life, not to hurt someone's feelings. I mean, this is my life, and this is his life, in all honesty, that we're talking about. So while it's a sticky situation to be in, I would rather be vocal about it, because if I would have been more vocal about it initially, maybe it wouldn't have gotten so bad.
Thanks for watching Unfiltered, the only show that takes you inside the journey of marrying a complete stranger on national television. We hope you enjoyed the show. Don't miss another brand new episode of Married at First Sight next week, right here in FYI.
feel like you're a stranger.
I know, right? I never pictured getting married to a stranger.
You may kiss your bride.